Hey up, ghosties. I'm really a fan of that song. That might be our new permanent like semi intro. It might just simply be what it is. I'm much a fan of it. Maybe I'll eventually change this song too. I don't know. Crystal, thank you for the first and also the Spotify reminder, which I didn't do and I will do right now. Thank you. Cyber, hello, and I hope you're well. Apparently you're in the emergency room. I hope you're doing okay. Please don't die. Tyrio, hello, welcome in. Sorry you're wet. Just realized how loud the fucking music is. Could you chill out? Could you chill out? Thank you. Thank you. Ark, hello, I hope you're doing well today. How are you? Reese, hello, enjoy your waterboarding if you are gonna go and do that. Sunny, hello, hope you're well. How is everyone? How are we doing today? I am late for stream. Is that new? No. Am I ashamed? Maybe. Do I care? Probably not. Do you care? God only knows. I was distracted today. I was reading a book, in all honesty. I made myself dinner. I was like, okay, I just need to eat before I go stream. I was like, I'll just sit down with dinner and a book, you know? And then it was 6:30 and I was like, fuck. So now I'm here. And honestly, I have book stuff to talk about. And also I'm going to try to do some book drawing, specifically my own book, because I'm making one of those. So that's going to be my attempt today. How that's going to go, God's only know. But I'm going to do my damnedest. Hello everybody, my name is Almost Standard and welcome home. How are we? I'm tired. I'm going to pretend I'm not, but I'm tired. Am I ever not tired at this point? This is starting to get repetitive, admittedly. What book are you reading? It is called A Strange and Unusual something. Hang on. Apologies. A Strange and Stubborn Endurance. That is what it is called. A Strange and Stubborn Endurance. Wait, you can read? Yeah, no, genuinely, that would not be weird of you to question, considering I haven't finished a book. This is not an over-exaggeration. This is not an over-exaggeration. I have not finished a book since maybe my second year of college, which at this point was 4 years ago or something like that. I think it's genuinely been like 4 years since. Hello? Could you not do whatever you're doing? Okay, whatever. I like legitimately don't read books anymore. I just genuinely don't. The last time I finished a book, I think, was when that book came out. I don't fucking read. I simply do not. I used to be an extravagant reader and now I am not. But I was really desperate on getting back into reading and I was like, man, I really need something that's going to like catch my brain. I need something that's really going to get me into the mood. So I went, perused my local Barnes and Noble as you do. And after like an hour, I ran into this. A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows. This is unironically very rapidly becoming one of my favorite books of all time, unironically. And that puts a very high level on it because I have some very, very tough competitors that have been my favorite books for most, if not all of my life. The Winter Girls by Laurie Hall Sanderson is one of my favorite books of all time. Aragon being my favorite, like, long-standing series of all time. The Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick is one of my favorite books of all time. Like, when I finish a book, I'm like, this is where it ranks in all of my levels, and it has been a very, very, very long time since I've had a book usurp the ones I have just listed. Having something that I could say this is on par with or has me more invested than something like The Winter Girls or, like, fucking, anything by Becca Fitzpatrick, to be entirely honest. All of her books are fucking stunning. I was like, this has blown my mind. If you're gay, or if you're not and you like gay literature, pick this shit up right fucking now. I legitimately went and found this person on Instagram because I was like, holy shit, this person is an amazing writer. I want to know more about them. They're a super, super cool author, also just a super chill person. And I commented on their Instagram profile, like, hey, I just picked up this book and it's fucking insane and I love it. Like, thank you for the kind of shit that you do. And they like liked my comment back, which was really cool. But like, I don't know. It's fucking phenomenal. It is definitely a higher level read. It is a little hard to understand because of the style of the prose, but it's fucking worth it. It is genuinely worth it. I have had to stop and Google lots of words though. I will stretch. Thank you. Thank you, Noemi, for the hydrate and Cyber for the stretching. I will do both of those. Ugh. My back is been a game recently, but I'm living it. Thank you for my health check-ins. But yeah, if you're looking for books to read that you're like, man, nothing is holding my interest, this book, although it comes with some really heavy triggers, holy shit, it has my interest. Fucking hook, line, and sinker. It's like I can't put this thing down because it literally never stops. Like, I haven't had a second to breathe in this book. I am so overwhelmed, and I fucking adore it. There is a lot of fantasy shit in here, though. Like, there's entire paragraphs where I just straight up don't understand what's happening. Like, I'm just, like, reading names and places and things that I don't know what they are. None of them make any fucking sense. And I'm just like, right. Yeah, no, this city with this leader doesn't agree with this city because that person doesn't want to go with that person in the court. I was like, huh? Like, fantasy politics goes right over my head, but holy shit, it's so good. Anyways, there's my book recommendation. I might talk about that more as I get through it. Holy shit, you finished Dayterra? Dayterra is long. Do you want my guilty admittance? I did not finish Dayterra. The name is A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows. I have not technically finished Dayterra. I never listened to the last... I did not read. I was not physically reading the book. I was doing the audiobook. And I never listened to the final episode of it. So I'm technically never finished Dayterra. But every time I get close, I get afraid of it ending. And so I stop. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't remember everything that was happening. I need to go start over and re-listen to it. And then I was like, but if I'm going to re-listen to Dayterra, I might as well listen to Ad Astra again. So then I re-listened to all of Ad Astra, and then I re-listened to Dayterra. And then several weeks go by, and then I get to the end of the Dayterra, and I was like, man, I really don't want it to end. I only have one more. And then I stop listening to it. And then I was like, man, I should really get back into it. And then I do that forever. I have a problem with that. I have a severe and continuous issue with that. You see this series on my shelf there, this one right here. This is the Fruits Basket series. It's one of my favorite animes and mangas of all time. Huge fan of it. That book right there, that one, the last book, I've never opened it. I read the entire series. I watched the entire anime, except for the newer anime, which actually includes the ending of things. Strangely enough, haven't seen that one. But I read the entire series and then couldn't open that last book. Straight up couldn't do it. I have owned that book for 5 years. Never opened it. I will get all the way up until the second to last book, finish the second to last book, and I literally can't open the last book. I have a huge problem with things ending. Like, a major avoidance problem. My therapist probably would have lots to say about that. Except I don't have a therapist right now because I don't have the money for that, so sucks. Books. Yes, we're talking about books, Anxie. We're talking about reading books and my inability to finish them. We're talking about reading books and how good this one is, and also about reading and writing books. I have some shit to say about books today. I'm also going to be drawing while we're chitter-chattering, so I'm going to get to showing you guys what I'm drawing today, and then we can keep talking. Which book is really good? This, A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows. I'm going to be viciously recommending this to people with a caveat that it comes with some really heavy trigger warnings that are not, they are not covered lightly. They are covered like Dead Dove Do Not Read kind of thing, as if this bothers you, don't read this. It is not light. It is fantastic, though. Yes, it is gay. The trigger warnings for people who want to know is A Strange and Stubborn Endurance contains on-page descriptions of rape, suicidal ideations, and self-harm. So those all exist within the book. And when I say like Dead Dove Do Not Eat, as in if those things are going to bother you, it's not like they're going to lightly mention it. Shit happens. It is an intense book, and it is fucking amazing. I mean, genuinely fantastic. I'm obsessed. Fantastic book. Could not recommend it more. In terms of drawing today, I'll be drawing my own book shit. Because I'm self-obsessed. What's it about? Bro, wait, let me actually tell you. Let me give you let me give you this. You're gonna have to bear with me because there's a lot of fantasy words that you may or may not understand here, okay? So, two main characters, Velesan Venaro and I can't pronounce these. Cathari Audoria. Okay, so anyways, Valasin Van Aro never planned to marry at all, let alone a girl from the neighboring Tithenia. When an ugly confrontation reveals his preference for men, Vel fears he has ruined the diplomatic union before it can even begin. But while his family is ready to disown him, the Titheni envoy, which is the other country, has a different solution, for Vel to instead marry his former intended's brother instead. So main character Valasin has been betrothed to a woman from a neighboring country, and then they find out, yeah, he's gay. And so the other country is like, oh, no problem, just marry her brother. And he's like, huh? Because he comes from a country where it is not okay to be gay. And then it says, Cathari Auredia, which is the other main character, always knew he might end up in a political marriage, but his sudden betrothal to a man from Raelia, where such relationships are forbidden, comes as a shock. With an unknown faction willing to kill to end their new alliance, Vel and Kay have no choice but to trust each other. Survival is one thing, but love, as both will learn, is quite another. It is fucking awesome. The main plot is that these two neighboring countries are being united by these two characters becoming married. But both of these countries are violently against this marriage. Raelia is against it because it's a gay marriage, and that is absolutely forbidden in Raelia. And then Titheni is violently against it because it's a Raelian, and they fucking hate Raelians because Titheni is very, very openly gay, openly, like, about as liberal as it gets. Like, genuinely about as, like, they have 4 recognized genders that the characters like are, there's a plethora of all of them, being male, female, a nondescript, and a like none of the above kind of thing. They have really cool pronouns that are like THEI for they and THIR for their. That is like a third pronoun that is used for those who are of the 3rd and 4th genders. Women are crazy up, like there's like no comparison between women and men whatsoever in any political or any structure, like at all. And it's blowing the Raelian dudes thing. Yeah. Male, female, non-binary, and agender in our words. There are different words for them in the book. I can't remember what the envoys, I can't remember what the names are. They're all just crazy fantasy words. It's fucking awesome. The Titheni sounds like straight up paradise. It is so fucking cool. Like, and like there's like open marriages, and there's this entire structure that's been set up for when a male marries a male or a woman marries a woman, but they need to have children to pass on like countries or bloodlines or whatever. So they have the men of the saints and the women of the saints, which are people who through forms of magic as well as through forms of other forms they are completely like cut off from all political ties and are like patrons of saints, and they will come into marriages specifically to help sire children for same-sex couples. They're like the children of the sun and the children of the moon. So like it's like, yeah, 2 women get married and they're like, well, we need to have a kid so that we have like, you know, children to pass down our countries to. And so they'll just hire in somebody who has no like other relations so that their child doesn't have like 3 parental relations. It's just their parents and then this like solemn person who comes from the church. It's such a cool fucking concept. Like everything's been thought of. I'm obsessed. Oh, okay. Let me get to drawing and then I'll keep talking about this book unironically. I'm drawing, I think I'm going to draw Azazel today. I've got an idea in mind. So I'm going to attempt to sketch out what I have in my head. Oh, I didn't even realize that Diggy Diggy Hole is playing. I'm so overwhelmed. Yes, in IRL terms, it's a guy from a very conservative or homophobic country and his family, yes. And he has been betrothed to a very accepting liberal family. Yeah. Like, it is such a phenomenal book. And when I say, like, this book does everything I wish I could do in writing. Everything I am weak at in writing, this book does with phenomenal ease. The world building feels natural. The world feels, like, rich and alive and, like, full of people, like, of all different, like, layers of, like, importance and all different types of names and all different genders and all different, like, expectations with all their own motivations. There's a huge cast of people to keep up with, despite that not feeling, like, overwhelming. And also, the relations and the conversations are so so natural. I mean, the dialogue and the immediate tension between the two main characters has me like legitimately like squealing and kicking my feet. Like there was where is it? Yeah, no, literally, it was, so he's changing clothes or whatever. And he said, can you manage? Cathari asked. His head moved slightly, then stilled, as though he checked a native impulse to turn. Slowly, but yes, I grunted. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. You're not an inconvenience, Phillison. You're my husband. Many Raelian women claim that one is synonymous with the other. And he said, that's because many Raelian women are married to Raelian men. As are you, Turn. Like, just the concept of, like, you're not an inconvenience, you're my husband, is like, like, anyways. I, like, literally, I was squealing and kicking my feet. Like, I was like, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. Yes, you can ask questions about the trigger warnings, for sure. Oh my god, it is such, this book has me wailing. Yes, petition for bookstores to use AO3 type tagging. Okay, this would be, god, definitely Heart Comfort. It's MXM. It's, god, how do I tag this? Honestly, it is, to a certain degree, it is Dead Dove Do Not Eat. It is triggered for suicidal ideation, on-page self-harm, non-consent. There's so much. Tyrael, you know what has me squealing and kicking my feet? Is it a merch plug? Dear God, let it be a merch plug. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. There's, it's so cool. There is a certain sense of political fiction to it, for sure. Oh, the merch plug's here. Oh God, it's always here. There's no escaping this. Okay. I love the merch plugs. I like that they've become a joke now. I kind of think it's fun. I kind of enjoy the consistency of it. How frequent are each of the triggering themes in the book? Like, is the non-consent thing that happens a lot, or is it just one scene? If you don't want to know the answer to these things, I'm gonna put my hands up while I'm spoiling this really quickly, and then I put my hands down. I'll stop spoiling it. So, okay, tune me out or silence me until my hands are down if you don't want anything in terms of spoilers. Okay. I'm spoiling things now. From what I have seen, and just for reference, my hands are still up. Just for reference, I am only halfway through. Not even. I am legitimately not even halfway through. I am like maybe a fourth of the way through. Okay, I am like a fourth of the way through. So far, it has been one situation of non-consent. I cannot say that there will not be more later, but from what I have seen and witnessed, and from what I'm understanding in the plot, it is one scene of non-consent, which is then referenced several times following. As for the suicidal ideations and self-harms, I've seen self-harm on page once, and suicidal ideation a couple of times, but as somebody who is really triggered by self-harm in books, it wasn't written in a triggering way. It was just written. It's not like idealized, it's not fantasized, it's not like romanticized. It is very much talked about in a very flat way. But it's sudden. Some of it is very sudden, especially the non-consensual piece. It creeps up on you incredibly early in the book. Like, it is straight out of the gate, essentially, and then we move away from it. So, okay, we're good? Cool. Was it short? Fairly short. It doesn't drag on in any sense. You could probably skip it, admittedly. It's not like anything major plot related happens during it. I can't even find it. I can't even find it. I know it's somewhere in here. Okay, I found it. So from here to... Okay, so it's legitimately a page. It is... It is one side of a page and half of the other side. So it's about a page and a half. Very little. It's not super long or whatever. It is absolutely not being romanticized at all. It is icky. Oh, wait, what are we even talking about? What book is this? This is A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows. Go read it. I'm legitimately only a fourth of the way through, and it's quickly becoming one of the best books I've ever read. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Gonna take a nap? Sleep well, Mark. Hope you're feeling okay. I respected midday nap. Did someone say fish? Oh no, Reese is gonna go fishing. Okay. Okay. Did I call him Ark Mark? No, I said Ark, from what I understand. I probably just slurred my words as I often do. Reese, can we go fishing? Reese will say yes. That is always a good yes. I would love to go fishing with my friends if that was an activity that I could do. It's just, I just don't know fucking anything. I like that the entire chat came together to be like, sleep well, Ark. Sleep well. Good eeps. We all wish each other good nights. Anyways, now that I've ranted about this one book, yay fishing. God, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do here. I have intentions to make this a fairly simple drawing. It's gonna be in the details that are fun, but I'm gonna try and do like the actual posing here is gonna be fairly simple. But I'm gonna do like very like gentle hands in the front. And then I'm thinking we're gonna do like the crossed legs. So we have like that. Like it's gonna be like with that up toe back there. Do you know what I mean? Like the toe up, like it'll be a toe and then foot and then back. And then this foot will be forward. We get to heaven hungover. Okay, that's the intention for the pose. Is it gonna go well? I don't know yet. I've decided my ultimate, absolute, devastating angst trope. Oh, have you decided it? What have you decided? Did you decide what you're gonna write? Did you decide what you enjoy to read? What have you decided? Or just the thing that hurts you the most? I have many questions. Yeah. Be aware of trigger warnings if you do read it though. Yeah. And I personally, I am like, I tried a London fog tea today. It was very yum. I've always wanted to try one. I've never have. Yes, I decided it's the best angst trope and it's absolutely fucking life ruining, you know? Ooh, wait, what is it? What is it? What is your absolute devastating angst trope? I need to know. I'm dying to know. I love me a good angst trope. I don't know if I have an ultimate. I have a lot of angst tropes I really enjoy. I don't know if I have like an ultimate. Make it to heaven hungover. I'm gonna see if I want to do. I might keep his chin up a little bit, like rather than doing like the. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep him. I don't know. I can't decide if I want to do like more of like he's like got his head faced forward, or if we're gonna do like his like chin raised just like slightly. We'll see how I end up going about it. I've decided to centaur world it up here and have one of my OCs rip off her wings to appear more human. Love that for you. The one reason I tried it today, yeah, there's only one reason I tried it today. I understand why. I know. It's generally, that's also the only reason I want to try it, just because I've heard about it so much from just through that. Oh god, drawing people is so complicated for me today. But yeah, so okay, here's where some of my brain thoughts have been recently, because I titled the stream what I titled it today because I have thoughts. Now, if any of you guys are writers in chat, which I know I have a tendency to draw my writers in when I start talking about writing shit. Hopefully we've got a couple of the writers in chat today who have any interest in actually like writing long term, or any of those little fun adventures here. But I've discovered something about writing. Thank you for the merch plug. I've discovered something about writing that has completely changed the way I look at not only my own books, but other people's books, because I have discovered that a bias that I had is actually just straight up me not being knowledgeable about a subject, and now I feel really stupid. Found family. Okay, Angsties is found family, but make it so the MC who has went through so much trauma is finally at the breaking point and is trying to push everyone away during a depressive episode and goes, "You're not my fucking father," to the mentor figure, and the mentor figure only says, "I know. Sometimes I know, but do you?" Yeah. Honestly, that's always been a really good one. Like, when you get to the point where you're so damaged that you lash out at the found family, like, "You're not even my real family," and they're like, "And? What does that change? Like, what does that change?" Like, it's, I've seen that in a couple shows as well as a couple books. Huge fan of it, personally. But it's such an easy thing to lash out at when found family is all that you have. The place that hurts the most to cut that down is to point out the fact that we're not even blood. And it's like, well, that doesn't fucking mean anything, does it? Like, if it means something to you, great, but it straight up doesn't fucking mean anything. Hey, Scar. This being the first stream I joined this year. Welcome in. Hi, hope you're well. I'm simply out here living. Simply doing my damnedest. Alright, and this bitch is abnormally thin, even when compared to my other OCs. And I tend to draw a little bit of thinner OCs, but this dude is, for plot reasons, a skinny bitch. Of course, I'm not your family. I never have been. That's a good one. Yeah, no, I have a couple like angst plots I'm really a fan of, but I genuinely don't know if I have like the one where I'm like, this is the angst thing that like hurts me more than anything. I need to doom these lesbians more. Felt. Who is the drawing? It's Azazel. Here, I'll put this up here so people, when they ask, they'll know we're drawing Azazel. That is not my handwriting. Whose handwriting is that? Whatever. Anyways, we were drawing Azazel today because I have an idea for drawing him. The boy, it's him. It is him. It is him. I've been working on writing him a lot. So I've got some things in my head about him, and I want to draw him in his ceremonial clothes because I think it'll be fun. But so all the hurtful angst I have is related to found family. I hardly ever get hurt by angst that isn't involving that trope, and I don't know why. Man, couldn't tell you why found family might be a thing that hurts you. That really doesn't say anything about you at all. Anyways, so trope sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what angst tropes hurt me. Flinching tropes do a lot for me. Like like laying your hand on somebody and they flinch away. That one has a tendency to make me like, you know what I mean? Like that one it's got some weight to it. I'm really a fan of that one. And anything where like somebody like lashes out and then like realizes that what they've done like they can't take back, where you like push someone to a certain point and they like lash out finally, and like whatever they choose to lash out with is like something that like never should have been said. Like it's like not just lashing out, but like lashing out in a way that like completely crosses the line, where like they finally say something that they've been thinking for so long but that they never really meant. Like, and it doesn't even matter what it is, whatever it is that like it crosses that line, that you realize like even if you apologize, even if you make up, even if you guys completely repair everything, you can't take back that you just said that out loud. Like that will live with them forever, and there's nothing you can do about that. No amount of apologizing or making up for it or repairing a relationship can take away the fact that that person knows you said that to them. Like that's something that and what you say could be so unimportant depending on what it is. Like, it's definitely a fun one. Damn, family hits hard for me. It's worse though when it's a sibling thing. Yeah, sibling things definitely can do some damage. I'm trying to think. I don't have a whole lot of tropes that really like devastate me. Feeling as if you're trying to like hide away is one that's always a little bit like for me. like desperately like when characters are like trying to make themselves little, like pulling their legs up to their chest and like wrapping their hands around themselves and like constantly trying to like pull in and be like as small as possible, or like covering themselves up with things and like trying to hide away from the world. I'm a huge fan of that. But like these are all like super general, like these aren't like hyper specific tropes. These are like very, very generalized statements that I just tend to enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. Those are just some ones I'm thinking of. I'm very excited to world build more. I need to design far too many more characters. Dude, I'm telling you, me and you need to pair up someday because I'm terrible at world building, genuinely. Like everything I do in my world building, it just feels loose and uncoordinated and soft, and not even in like the fun way, like in the way that's just like, well, how does this work? Bitch, I don't fucking know. Like I just don't know shit sometimes. I love the trope of where two characters are best friends and one dies in a situation they both go through. Yes, the trauma. Another top tier angst trope, in my opinion, the sunshine innocent character who's always tries to see the best in everything finally gives up and just becomes resentful to everything. Bonus points if they were happy, etc. Everyone treated them shitty and told them to grow up, but when they changed, everyone around them desperately wanted them to go back to what they were like. That is such a good one. I'll build you so many worlds. Reese, me and you need to get on a call and I need to talk you through the world in my book right now and have you help me flesh this shit out. This book needs some flesh and I am really lacking in it. Like, it's just like, it is just not a skill I have. It's something I want to develop and get better at, but yeah, it is definitely a lacking point in my abilities. Trying to fucking draw bodies. Bodies are fucking weird. How do feet work, bro? I need to watch a movie with Carlos at 9 and then I'll build your worlds. Aye, Captain. That happened in my book. I stopped writing that because it was shit, but it was there. And you know what? It is okay. I genuinely, I want to be so clear about this. Don't let yourself get down if you like started writing a book, got really into it, realized you didn't like it, or that it wasn't going well, or it wasn't going in the direction that you wanted, or it just wasn't good, and you like fuck it and gave up and threw it away, and they're like, man, I'm really not for writing books. No, that is like an essential part of the process. Every author you have ever met has had at least a couple of books that they've like gotten halfway through and went like, this is terrible, start over, and just like chucked it out a window. We all do it. We all have like ideas that we're super into and then we're like, this isn't going well, and then yuck it and move on. Like, that is a-okay. Killing your darlings is a part of the process. Don't let that shit get you down, man. It doesn't mean you're a bad writer. It just means that that one wasn't working out right now. Save it. Take the idea, take the concept, take the book, pack it up in a little box and put it away for later. Maybe that's just an idea you're not ready to write yet, and you need to develop as a writer and develop your skill and your prose and your taste to be able to conquer that specific idea. Or maybe it's just a bad idea, which is a thing that happens all the time. I've got a lot of them that I've started a book and gotten like a couple chapters in and been like, this is horrible, and then just trashed and left. Can I say a controversial statement regarding tropes? Yeah, go crazy. Bro, I love controversy in chat. You know that. I'm a controversial fucking... I don't even know what the word I wanted to say was. A controversial... Yep. I'm a slut for controversy. That's the best I can come up with. Man, I'm gotta draw feet again. Everything I do, I'm drawing feet. I'm always drawing these barefoot motherfuckers. I feel like this whole leg is not doing what legs are supposed to do. Like, I'm just not sure what I've done wrong here. Maybe that's closer to what the goal is here. And I think I just need to tilt this whole situation a little bit less. Because this is just being a bit dramatic. Because that looks a little bit better. Okay. That might be closer to like the pose of a leg I was going for. I'm trying to do like a very regal walk, but I'm very not good at it. Make the inner line more straight. Your inner shin bone doesn't bow out. Inner shin bone. This. Maybe that feels a little bit better. I'll fuck around with it a little bit, as this is just supposed to be a sketch. I'm getting a little too deep into it as it is. Thank you. I loved the idea in TVH. I maybe write the whole book because the idea is still awesome. Yeah, exactly. Give yourself time with it. Books take time. One thing keeping me from writing stories of my own is that I have so many fan fiction story ideas, but not enough self-esteem to actually go through with them. Writing, I feel like writing shouldn't take self-esteem, because the self-esteem is like that belief piece of like, man, I really believe that I'd be good at this. If you have ideas, you're the only person with that idea. You are the only person who can write it like you can write it. Just write it. And guess what? If it's bad, it's bad. But it exists, which is more than you can say before. Having written a bad book is 100 times more impressive than having not written a book. Just a real conversation. Saying I could be a writer is not impressive. Saying I'm a not good writer is impressive, because it means you're a writer. Do you know what I mean? Generally trying to remember if I have any traumaless happy OCs. I don't. Oops. Sawyer's fine. I've been here over 2 years now. I should know that you adore controversy. It's real. Do it if you try. You may never know if you were good or not. Also, you never have to post it. Yeah, you never have to post it. My special skill is writing interesting OCs without lots of trauma. I don't know how I do it, but it's fun. Man, I wish. I feel like a lot of people focus too much on wanting to add a trope into a book rather than just letting it come out naturally, and it ends up ruining not only the aspect of the book, but the whole book itself, in my opinion. Anxie. You've never been more right in your entire fucking life. That's not the right screen. I could talk about this forever. Now, what you are talking about is the commercialism of what we call fanfiction-esque writing, right? Tropes are good. They happen all the time. Trope-based commercialism in books is ruining literature. Now, that is a dramatic-ass sentence, I'm aware, but I mean it so genuinely. Because right now, commercialism in books is like, you have to promote your book to sell it. Well, how do you promote a book? Usually, you've got two options. You either need to sell the book based off of some ideas that people will relate to, or you have to compare it to other books. Normally, you have book comps. When you do a query letter by trying to publish your books, you do book comps of being like, this is very similar to this book. And that's how people go, oh, I understand the genre and themes you are going for. Now, people instead are like, do you like found family? This book is found family. And instead of like just writing a book and having it come up with these themes, they are being like, what sells right now? Heart comfort. I'm gonna write heart comfort. You know what sells right now? Dark fantasy, where some random bitch realizes she's actually the fucking fairy queen princess and travels to some dark fae realm where some mysterious man tries to kill her and then fucks her and they fall in love and then she inherits the powers of the universe. I'm so sick of dark fantasy. No hate on the dark fantasy world. Like, you know, people are writing songs. This carries over. I didn't mean songs, but it carries over. People are writing books they think will sell because everybody and their fucking mom wants to be a goddamn author now. And because you can publish privately off of fucking Amazon, it doesn't take, this is going to sound so mean, and I mean it in a very lighthearted way. It doesn't take any fucking effort to be an author anymore if you want to. All you have to do is write a book, and it doesn't even have to be good. That pisses me off. Now, it doesn't piss me off in any serious way. It pisses me off because it means that literature is being held to a lower standard. Do I think people should be allowed to write bad books? Yes. Yes, you should. You should be allowed to and encouraged to write bad books, because when more people are writing bad books, that means the entire society is growing and developing as a whole, because it means that people who are bad at the thing are taking practice in a thing and thus developing a skill, and also a bunch of people who are good at the thing are discovering they're good at it because they're not afraid of being bad at it, because everyone's bad at it and everyone's doing it anyways, right? But a poorly written book shouldn't be held up as the revelry of literature that everybody should be ascertaining to be. Like, no, like, people shouldn't be holding up this thing of being like, this one book sold really well. Quick, everybody, write the same fucking book right now. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Everybody's like, you know, ACOTAR really sold well. I could write that. I wrote that. Let's sell it. Like, it's so frustrating. Yes, the spike of bad dystopian books after the Hunger Games. Yes. Are these books inherently bad? No. Are they repetitive in nature? Yes, but everything is. But it's that they're being written to sell. They're not being written because people like these books. They're being written because they know horny 40-year-old white mothers want to read them and will buy them in mass. It's so frustrating. Like, being a published author, and this is me being a whiny bitch and does not reflect my actual views on things, but like, being a published author used to mean something, because it used to mean that like you wrote a book and went through like these rigorous fucking expectations of it and rehearsed it and rebuilt it and got it through to a publishing author, or through a fucking agent, a literary agent, and they were able to get it to a publishing house, and they went through all these edits with you, and it got accepted, and it got bought, and it was like, here, like, this is like, we went through several trials of fire to be accepted, and now it is out. Does it necessarily mean it was a good book? No, not objectively, not subjectively, whatever, but it was an effort to really do that. And I think it's cool that it is so much more accessible to so many people now. But it also means that fucking anybody can write a book, put it up on Amazon, and call themselves a published author, and it doesn't mean anything anymore. And that's just me being a whiny bitch and doesn't actually reflect my views on writing and authors. I think everybody should have access to being an author. You know? Please don't buy ACOTAR. Ask your husband to start pleasing you instead. Genuinely. Tell your husband he's bad at bed. Stop buying literary books you think are going to fix your relationships. They won't. Anyways, this is all like lighthearted bullshit, but it's just like, it's something that just does genuinely frustrate me to a certain degree. Like that bitch on TikTok who rewrote the fantasy version of the Communist Manifesto. Dude, people just write anything and call it a book. Like it's just, it's so out of pocket. It is so wildly out of pocket. I don't know. And I'm not saying that my books are the fucking, the crown jewel of literature. Like, clearly they are not. But I'm also not pretending they are. Like, I'm not, I don't have like such a high view of myself to be like, I'm writing true literature and all these bitches suck. Like, I'm not fucking crazy. I just like, it's just something it's become frustrating to me that like, this is what people think like the goal should be. And it's frustrating because it isn't. No one style should be anybody's goal. Like, create what you create, brother. Like, anyways. God, Minecraft is playing loudly in the background right now. I'm probably gonna do... See, I wanted to do, like, prayer hands here. But, like... Hello, Bill Cipher, what? What? Bill Cipher or whatever. Isn't Bill Cipher Gravity Falls? Isn't that the Dorito? Isn't that the Dorito with an eyeball from Gravity Falls? Fairly certain that's who that is. Cipher something? Yeah, I don't know. But I know what you mean. Sorry I'm late. I was showing my mom Dream SMP animatics. Real of you. Hi everyone, how are we? We're good. We're talking books. We're talking books. My goal is to have one other person other than me to be excited about my book, and I already have that. See, and that's what matters. Having somebody excited about your writing is so... Oh my god, it's so good. I'm starting to think instead of doing this pose, I might have him do this pose. I know it's really fucking basic, but I think I might want him to. I know it's basic and I've drawn it maybe 100 trillion times, but what can I say? It's a good pose. Like, what if, like, instead of that, like, give him his fucking body back here real quick. What if that, instead of that, we did this pose where we do, like, arms, and then we'll do, like, maybe do it a little bit higher up, like this. Like this pose with the open hands. I'm a huge fan of this pose, man. I've done it about 100 trillion times. Good pose. It's such a good pose. Want to see the pierced boy before I post him? Ayo. Good lord. Can we also talk about the sudden obsession with smut and modern literature because of book talk? I hate book talk. I'm gonna be flat honest. I can't stand book talk, nor do I want to interact with it. Because yeah, it is just, everybody just wants to write sex and gay fantasy, not gay fantasy, dark fantasy. Nobody wants to write the gay fantasy. Everyone wants to write just the, I'm just tired of it. I'm just a little tired of it. I'm tired of repetitiveness. It's not even that necessarily all of it's bad. It's just all the same damn book. But also, that hasn't changed. It's been that way for fucking ever, and we're just now making note of it because book talk exists now, and everyone's like, meh, 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 book talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, nothing's genuinely changed. Everything's the fucking same. God, I don't know how to draw today. Whatever. Because I want to do like, because like it's supposed to be like off his shoulders here, and then like draped here, right, like that, and then like it'll be behind him, like it's gonna be like off the shoulders, but like behind him, and like we'll have some draping there, and then it'll be behind him, like that, you know. That's like the concept, and then like we'll have like the flower crown situation. Like, I wanted to draw that. His whole legs are just fucking crooked. Everything about this is crooked. Why is he crooked? Everything about this brother is crooked. I feel like that's a little better, but this is like the concept here. This is what I'm trying to draw. We'll do like that. Like this will be like his, like, I'm just drawing like quick sketch here. And then we'll have the fucking, like, we've got like the fucking this situation with like the low-waisted bullshit, and this just goes between his legs, and then there'll be like the section outside of his legs here, like that. That's kind of the plan. That's kind of essentially the plan. And then we'll have like the chains here because he's a decorated boy. And we'll have the chains there, and then here, and then there, and maybe I'll do the double chains. And then he also has the chain here, like that. So this is kind of the plan, right? But I also might do his hands here because I don't want it open, because he's not powerful, and I don't want to make him look too powerful. He's meant to look powerful, but he's meant to be, he's being observed. Do you know what I mean? Okay, anyways, we'll look at this. Very powerful pose, thank you. I'm scared of book talk. Please, Colleen Hoover books are not that good. They're just not. They're straight up not. We love decorations. I love me a decorated boy. If you want smut with no plot, go look up the tag on AO3. Deadass. There's a whole PWP, like, fucking section for you. But, someone talking about book and all the comments are, but is it spicy? People are fucking useless. Like a bird in a cage, observe it with the... Yes, 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 yes. Also... Yeah. That's like very similar to one of the things on here. It's stolen me, as well to say a caged bird can be stolen from the sky. That's why I was like, bird? It's like, I know I saw the word bird recently. Bro just dropped the most amazing line ever, the fuck. Yeah, he's literally, I think Azazel is referred to as like a caged bird at least once, so yeah. If not more than once. Hey gang, how are y'all? We are, well, we the collective, I hope we're doing good. I think I'm doing all right here. I'm simply doing my darndest. Okay. This is gonna be my attempt at drawing my boy. And he's got those fucking cheekbones, but I'm not gonna actually draw him in like that. I just wanna like get the fucking jaw shape going here. But yeah, okay. So this should be the plan. And then obviously like we'll have all the fucking tattoos and shit, which I'll worry about later. I love the metaphors and symbolism. Yes. I've just watched the most heartbreaking lore. My brain's on poetry mode. Felt. Hey, Permit, let's go. Congrats, mate. That's huge. I adore that. Thank you. Not thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for telling me is what I'm saying. But like, yes, that is so cool. My brain just like short-circuited while I was saying congratulations. Jesus. Chuno in a car, so scary. Yeah, everybody off the roads. Bro, I was crying several days ago because I was suddenly devastated that my writing will never see the world no matter how significant it is to me. Ollie, I really hope you're doing okay with it. It's one of those things it's really hard because at the end of the day, it's determination of, like, it is. Okay, let me defend some things here. The thing with publishable writing is that it doesn't exist. Let me talk about something, actually, because it's something I was talking to Ali about recently, and it's something that is in my head a lot. So, I'm addressing the title of the stream now, which is Not All Books. I had a preconceived notion, a bias, may it say, about the style of literature and that something is written in and whether or not it consisted of good writing. And I didn't realize how bad my biases were. I prefer poetic prose. I prefer books that are written very flowery, very condensed, very heavy meaning, very poetic, very like, you know, you have to really read it to understand what it means. That's always the way that I have preferred reading. It is the type of books that I enjoy. But I actually picked up a book that I had read in a couple years ago that I was amazed at how easy to read it was. It wasn't like I was struggling through any metaphors. I didn't ever get pulled out of the story to try and figure out like, wow, that's such a really good way to phrase that. Like, I wonder what they mean by this and all of the different layers of intricacy and all these things. Like, it very much was just this telling of a story, and I just got lost in the story, and it was so well done. And I was really confused as to like, wow, this is a it's a really good book, but it doesn't feel like a well-written book. Like, and I had this like disconnect in my head that like high level fantasy prose and like very like flowery poetic ways of wording things with a bunch of metaphors and similes and imagery and all these things that take thought to really dig through were higher level writing. And that's not true, because a story can be told without all of those things and you can still be telling a good story. And then I discovered there's a word for it: genre fiction versus literary fiction. And it blew my fucking mind, because I have been trying to look at those as the same thing, just one of them is done well and one of them is done poorly but has got a really good story. And it was this genuine, like, mind-blown, like, conception of... So, genre fiction is what you think of when you think of books, more often than not. Ali, I'll read all of that in like a second here. I just want to explain what they are. Genre fiction is the concept of what you normally see in a book. It is the concept of like seeing a fantasy book and like, you know, reading the story. You're there for the story. You're there for, you know, there's plot and there's magic and there's, you know, it's all the things that you try to sell your story on. They go to this place and they discover this thing, and then these insane things happen and they have to go on this adventure and they travel to these places, and that's genre fiction. And it's normally written in a way that is easy to understand, so you get lost in the story. The focus is not how well it's written. The focus is this story that's happening. Literary fiction is what I didn't realize existed, but that I fucking love. And it is small plots with small numbers of characters with little climaxes. The climax isn't fighting the Overlord and taking down the army. The climax is me and my mom hugged again. Like these like very intense, for very niche like audiences with very specific goals, with very like poetic, deep, meaningful writing that is all about like understanding intricacy and understanding like the way that lives exist, and like all of these little things that like I had no concept. It was just, it's not that it was a better written book, it's that it's a completely different fucking genre of book. And it like blew my mind, and I've been flailing around about it recently because I've been feeling like my book is so boring because there isn't any major plot, but all of the plot is internal turmoil. It's because that's a different type of book. Like, it's just driving me crazy. Ali says it will never be in a reasonable form for a stranger to read and actually care about. It's too broken and fragmented and largely uninteresting. I've never even wanted to publish before, but I don't know, the realization that a character who changed my life this much means absolutely nothing to the grand scheme of the universe is literally mind-blowing to me, not to vent in the chat. Our writing is still very different, Xander. It is. Our writing is very, very, very different. Unironically, it is. But I've talked to you about this privately before, and I will talk about it publicly because I'm more than happy to stand by everything I have said, is that literary fiction, when done well, the style of writing that Ali does, which is up to her how she wants to define it, but I, in my head, can now sense as literary fiction, not genre fiction, is... I've unironically said it to you. You could write your character doing their taxes, and I would be interested in it. Because you write about being human. And, like, the thing is, right, and Ali, this is, like, at you, but also at the rest of the chat and everyone and myself and all of that shit or whatever. But when you were first giving me some of your writing, I didn't know a whole lot about the characters. I knew, like, the minor things or whatever. But I can say with, like, full honesty that if you had handed me, I could list a couple of the ones that you've sent me. If you'd handed me a piece of your writing and I didn't know who these characters were at all, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care that I don't know them, because the story is written in a way that as soon as they start talking, I know them. They develop voice incredibly quickly. That you develop the way that they see the world incredibly obviously in everything that you do, because it's all internal turmoil and monologue that is the plot. Like, that's like understanding these characters is what's so investing about them. Like, I know it's gonna sound dramatic or whatever, but re-referencing the book that re-referencing the book that I have been reading and have been obsessed with recently, you get tossed into this not knowing a single thing about this character, and it doesn't waste any time explaining to you who this man is. Velison is somebody that we are just immediately involved with. I don't know who he is, I don't know where he's going, I don't know why he's on a horse, I don't fucking know a single thing about this man, and they don't waste any time trying to explain to me why I should care about them. They just start talking. And he just starts telling me about how he's so stressed about this certain event or whatever, and talking deeply about the scenario that I'm just going to pretend I understand until I do. And that is how books should work. It's why fan fictions are so much fun. They don't waste any time being like, here is this character, and here's why you should care about them, and here's how you invest your importance in it. It's just this immediate, like, feeling of, like, I don't know who this character is, but God, I want to. And I want to keep reading because I want to know more about this person. Like, it's something I was talking about earlier in the stream. I still struggle to do. I struggle to make my characters understandable and like you feel like you're really inside of them. Like, I tend to write surface level stuff. Like, I do write my character's internal monologue, but I talk about it in a very third person, viewing from the outside type of way. And I'm doing a lot of practice and trying to get inside my characters' heads to let you feel them and feel invested emotionally in the things they're going through. You're not fishing for compliments. This is what the stream's about. But unironically, I know you're talking very specifically about the way that you write, but an anthology series of the lives of these different characters would be so investing. And you wouldn't even have to put it in fucking chronological order. You could just be like, this character study of this type or whatever, and read, like, reading about that piece. And then skip to another character and another character study of another piece that, like, oh wait, I know that name. How did they end up here? And why in that one were they here? And reading through a book, even in a non-chronological order, getting to see these snippets into the pieces of their lives and watching us put those things together, it reminds me of the book Tricks that I'm really a fan of, where we understand these people through tiny little interactions of their life, and where there's a bunch of different people who are completely unconnected in the beginning, but by the end of the book, you understand how they all ended up here and how they're all interconnected and how it's all interwoven and how it all came to be, but you are really lost for a lot of it because the puzzle pieces have to come together. Like, it's so good, and there is a community for that kind of reading. Brandon Sanderson actually made a lecture about some of this, about all the forms of conflict. Now it changes the way a story is written, and therefore the audience has changed. But at the end of the day, they're all amazing. No, genuinely. Internal turmoil is just as interesting as the external conflict, for real. The title of the book is A Strange and Stubborn Endurance. Please check out the trigger warnings if you're going to read it, but it's a fantastic book and I highly recommend it. It just scares and devastates me how small my audience will be. Like, it's never gonna change anyone's life like it's changed mine. It feels too real for it to be this fake, you know? Enough about me. I was just popping in to bitch and moan. See, and I feel like that's kind of the artist's external, or like the internal dread of it, right? Like, I feel like all artists go through at a certain point, to a certain degree, this existential realization that none of it matters. None of it matters. And you could say that about any of us. And that's to a cosmic degree, absolutely true. And that's hard to understand. But like, my art will not have a cosmic change to any degree. I have the most likes I have on a piece of art is maybe a couple hundred. Like, I got a couple hundred people who scroll past and thought, oh, this is cool. I've got a couple of comments on it here and there. Like, some people saw it and moved on. I've never made anybody's favorite piece of art. I've never written anybody's favorite piece of writing. I probably never will to a certain degree, but that is like my end goal kind of thing. I want to be someone's favorite author. That'd be cool. I want to change someone's life. That'd be cool. But that's also something I would never know. That's what sucks. Laurie Hall Sanderson changed my life with her book. Unironically, changed the way I thought about a lot of things. Becca Fitzpatrick completely ruled years of my life as one of my favorite authors of all times. They'll never know about me. They don't know who I am. They don't know that I've reread their books over and over again. They don't know the impact it had on the way that I live. But that's the hard part about creating, is like, you'll never know. You could be the thing that changed someone's life and you'd never know. And streaming, I'm so fucking excited. Yeah, we can absolutely talk about this more off stream. I'm suddenly swallowed up by the concept of it. But like, I'm really fucking lucky. Like, I'm like obnoxiously lucky in terms of having access to a stream community. Because if I change anybody's life here, they can message me on Twitch or Discord and tell me like, hey, you've really helped me and you've really changed the way I see things. And I eat that shit up. Like, I'm constantly like appreciative for comments like that, or people saying that like anything I've ever said has stuck with them. Like, that means so much to me. But when it comes to general creation, making art, animations, books, whatever, even YouTube videos to a certain degree, it's like throwing this like thing that you love out into the void and then just hoping someone sees it and never knowing if it changed somebody. Like, it's insane. Yeah, I just, yeah. Like, it's something that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of creators. I'm not unique in that sense, that like, knowing that your creation meant as much to someone else as it did to you, like, it just does things to you, you know? It really does. My fucking change in my ways after that one psychoanalysis was wild. Yeah, I guess I also, to a certain degree, accidentally force change on people because I'm constantly therapizing them. Sorry about the therapy. I was talking to my mom earlier about one of the things you said. It was to create art and keep it to yourself. And that actually caught her off guard and made her think about it. I see, and I love that. Like, that's so special to me. And it's something so unique that I don't take for granted, because it could go away at any point. But the fact that I have a community that sometimes is genuinely infected by the way that I say things, like, it means the world to me. It really does. But yeah, it's creating is a constant battle with the existential, and that's not something that's easy. It's also something I've been fighting. I've made this about me now, since I'm just like that, I guess. But we can talk about it off stream, in a more you focused sense, because I don't want to drag you into the limelight here. But like, coming from like my own like personal like world of this, like, it's such a weird experience to like want to change the world and want to be known and want to be noticed, and also like understanding like how cosmically small the world is. Like, I don't know, it's goofy. All of it's so insane. Speaking of YouTube videos, you guys know that Xander made a cool ass video about pyrodynamics and the Dream SMP, and it's incredibly interesting. Yep, sure did do that. It's got like 600 views right now. It's crazy. So if I did a plug for my VSMP OC art, isn't it just in the Discord? If it's just in the Discord, people will go and see it, friend. If not, I don't know what your plan is. If it's not on there, I have to admittedly say no, but that you could probably message other people individually. Just because if you're like, hey, come see it on my Instagram, that's as much as I doesn't bother me if I say yes once, it will be a constant stumble of I said once and now it's forever. It's really weird to think about, but me and a bunch of my IRL friends stay up at sleepovers, etc., just to watch your streams and the videos that you make. A legit precious core memory of mine was being at a sleepover with my friend Smallvis, staying up to watch the Power Dynamics video. And that's crazy. And that's something that I'll probably forget about here and there. But like to remember, like, oh yeah, somebody was so excited about my video that they stayed up with their friends and watched it. Like, it just fucking, I don't even know how to like interact with that. Like, I don't even know how to conceptualize that. Like, to know that I meant something to someone is so crazy, man. I don't have a single one of my friends that haven't like changed me intrinsically about in one way or another. Like, and that's like such a weird thing to say or whatever, but like, it's different because like those are my friends. Like, I interact with them personally. Like, of course, to a certain degree, like they've changed who I am and how I think and like all of those things. Like, my friends are gonna do that because they're, you know, people that I interact with on a daily and intricate basis. But to like know that like I've had like interactions with people, that's not how hands work. I've had interactions with people that like still like have lasting effects on them like long into the future that I just straight up won't know. And that shit's crazy. I don't know, man. Internet's a crazy place. There's always something out there that it's like, oh. Thumb? I was trying to do like that kind of hand, but I've done it a little too dramatically here. I will attempt to make that a normal looking hand, but as of right now, I'm just gonna... Okay, I'm gonna live with that for now. That's not correct at all, but we're gonna live with it for now. We're gonna Azazel limp wrist over here and just fucking go with it for the moment. I'll change that later, I don't like it. Have I changed you intrinsically, Xander? Reese, yes. I carry pieces of my friends everywhere I go. Trying to like list out the exact ways that all of my friends have affected me in like an order would be incredibly difficult to do, but like in a goofy way. Like, you can assign, I don't know what the word I want is. You can assign a lot of what I have done to saying that, like, if me and Reese didn't start talking, I don't know where I would be right now. Like, you have had major significant impacts on my life. Even if you want to look at something as surface level as you got me this PC, not that you bought it for me, but that I would not have like stopped the order of my previous PC and built and ordered this PC had I not spoken to you. Like, that's such like a surface level like interaction that doesn't have any deeper implications, and yet is a chain domino effect of major things that have affected my life since. Like, it's like every little interaction you have with people like changes the way that you interact with things and the way that you do things or whatever. You're also my introduction to shit like D&D, Chaos Theory, shit like D&D, interactions with world building, reading your Technoblade fanfic. Like, there are like little interactions that like change the way that you interact with people and things. Like, everything is this interconnected like web of like who I am is built off of the people that I know and love. I've always been really into that sort of style of media where you watch or play certain things over and over again to fully get it, which is why I found myself really attracted to the movies Antler and The Black Phone, because while you really get into the story and the lives of those characters, but it takes you a couple times to realize that what they're actually going through and certain pieces of the lore and how people connect to each other. Yeah, I love media that takes analysis. Yeah. As such as I adore the Power Dynamics video because of the content, a large portion of the reason I loved it so much is because me and my friends were giggling at some of the jokes and genuinely talked about it for hours afterwards. It was such an important bonding moment that affected my real life. See, and that means so much more to me than like the video was good. Like, I have so many more like good memories of like watching videos with people than even the videos themselves. You know? Like it has so much more importance, like the people in your life. Like, to interact with your real life that way means so much more. It's just cool shit, man. The world is such a cool place. And like, all of us are constantly affecting each other. Content creation is crazy, man. Not just content, just creation. Creation and the way that it affects the world around us is just fucking bananas. All of this stuff is insane. It's something that I like am constantly like in awe over. Just like the effect that the world has. It's cool shit. Like this art piece, right? This art piece, I'm having a lot of fun doodling it, and I'm gonna finish it theoretically. It is not a piece of art that will mean anything to anyone but me. Some people will like it, but that's okay. It doesn't matter on a cosmic or genuine level or sense or anything like that. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. And that's okay. That's kind of what's cool about the world. It's crazy to think that some random guy on the other side of the world affected a bunch of people he won't ever interact with. Yeah. Xander, I'm so happy you're alive during my break. I'm going insane at work. Hi, Poison. How are you? Hope work's going well. You suffering okay over there? Sounds like you're struggling a little bit. Just that life, man. I should not be starting with the nose. Let me start with the face, please. Yeah, I don't know. It's all just one big world, man. And I used to be really afraid about the concept of like not mattering. Like, genuinely, like, not just like, oh, really worried about it, like genuinely, unironically afraid of the concept that I cosmically did not matter. Like, that, like, I was going to die, forgotten, and that was it. The original reason I wanted to be a published author had nothing to do with creating and everything to do with I wanted something to exist with my name on it after I died, because I was afraid that I would be entirely forgotten to time. Like, that used to be one of my worst fears. And it's something that I've definitely flipped on its head because, in all honesty, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me now. Like, I'm gonna die, and I will fade into absolute obscurity. There will be some weird channel on YouTube that's got a couple hundred followers that have some goddamn, like has hundreds of VODs of this one dude just living his life. And somebody will stumble upon it and go, oh, this is weird, and watch a couple of VODs and move on. And that's okay. Because I don't need to have some crazy cosmic change in the universe. It doesn't matter. I don't matter. That's the cool part. That gives me the freedom to do whatever I want. None of it matters. That's why all of it matters. That's why anything matters, is because none of it fucking matters. I don't know, man. I need my name on a Wikipedia page and then I can die happy. Man, that's I like that at like that goal there. That's an interesting goal. I like that one. It's very tangible. I don't know if I have a goal like that anymore. I'm good, but my bad manager is back. Even he no-called, no-showed, and that is a termination for employees. So I don't know why this is my first night having to work with him. Oh, God. I'm sorry, mate. That is the drama of it. Am I the only one who gets more of a comfort knowing that I don't matter and I'll inevitably be forgotten than the idea of making a lasting impact? I mean, I want to make a lasting impact, but also cosmically, I'm not going to matter, and that's fine. Like, that's so okay. It is so fine. It's fine. Even people that, like, to us have made, like, cosmic differences. People that everyone knows. I mean, I'm talking, like social media influencers that everyone knows the name of. Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, fucking, I don't know, Ninja. You know what I mean? Like, dream, like people that like everyone knows their name. Give it 100 years. No one will know these people. This will not matter. The world moves on. Can you name who was the biggest actor 100 years ago? Or the biggest writer, the biggest performer, the biggest anything 100 years ago in 1929, huh? 1929, 1924, the 1920s. Who was the most important musician? Was it Taylor Swift? No. You probably couldn't name who the most important musician of the 1920s was. And in 2124, 100 years from now, nobody's going to know or give a shit about the people who are the most famous people in the world right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, stop trying to make this cosmic universe of difference and just try to exist in a way that makes you happy. You will be erased to time. We all will. That's the point. That's the beauty of it. I think of myself as a little cartoon, so I'm just vibing, man. If I end up getting famous and making an impact, yay, but also I'm just doing what makes me happy. I don't care what butterfly effect causes. Yeah, I hope to make good in people's lives. Not 100 years from now, but right now, right here, today. Anything else, it's a happy coincidence. That's what matters to me now. And that didn't used to be the case, but it is now. I'm terrified of being forgotten, what the fuck? And I was too. I genuinely was, but I don't know. I've reframed the way I look at the universe. Wendell Hall was the most popular musician in the 1924. Thank you for Googling it. I don't know who that person was. But also there's, I guess, let me clarify. There's a difference of being forgotten today and being forgotten 100 years ago. Yes, Poison, I do have a date for the subathon. It is February 15th. It'll be a 4-day capped subathon. 15, 16, 17, and 18. That is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Starting noon on the 15th and ending noon on Sunday. So noon on Thursday to noon on Sunday. 4 days, 4-day subathon. Asking so I can pay attention to my bank account at the con I'm going to. Real. Wait, 19th? Yes. 15, 16, 17, 18, not 19. So February 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. 4 days. So Thursday through Sunday. Forgotten by my friends and family. Yes, but not in 100 years. See, and it's all different. Everyone's got a different look at it. My life goal is to have a college kid have to type my name in a report and scowl and grumble miserably. That's a fun. I like that goal. That's a fun one. Also, why do I draw like this? Everything is so fucking uneven. Unironically, fucking... Hang on. I need... edit drawing guide. I'm gonna do this. Fuck you. Okay. Let me just try this. Okay. 4 days of Xander content will be nice. Yeah. That scared me because I have the 15th written down. Yes, 15th. 15th. Symmetry tool, my beloved. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little bit of fucking symmetrying here because my symmetry is so bad and I need to work on it in a genuine way, but right now it just is so bad. Like, look how off that is. Like, it's so bad all the time. Gosh. I forget sometimes how just absolutely bad my fucking lean is. I've got a really bad lean when it comes to art. Okay. And I normally am not one who likes to use the symmetry tool in my art because I think it ends up looking like you've obviously used the symmetry tool, but I don't understand the idea of being scared of being forgotten after you die because, like, you won't be alive, you won't be affected, you won't even know if you've been forgotten. Yeah, that's a good point. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Xander, I made a discovery about myself the other day because of the Meet the Artist thing. I tried drawing in your style, realistic sort of, and absolutely hated it. And then I used mine and it was a lot more comfortable. Yippee! That's a discovery. I love that for you. Some people really like learning new styles and trying new styles. And sometimes you try a new style and you're like, oh, cool, I hate it. And then you never do it again. And that's okay. That in and of itself is a discovery. That in and of itself is an important thing to learn about yourself. God, I didn't realize how unsymmetrical this is. Like, if I flip this shit, look at this. I have such a bad case of a lean. Look at how he's falling over. He's falling over. I draw like this all the time. All of my art has a severe left lean to it. Like, I don't understand why. And when I look at him like this, there has to be something wrong with me because he looks straight up and down here. He looks perfectly vertical, but he's very clearly severely leaning if I flip him over. I don't understand why my visuals are so skewed. He's falling that way. Like, I don't know why I end up like this. It's just frustrating. Anyways. Tell me why I was complaining about having to pick up cat shit as if I'm not going to get paid to clean up horse shit starting Monday. Yeah. Maybe it's just the difference is you're not getting paid. Yeah, I don't know. Creating is such a thing. It's such a world. I don't know. I'm gonna like see if I can even this bitch out a little bit. But then his legs feel fucking crooked again. I don't know if this helps. Now he just looks like he's on a C curve. I don't know what's wrong with this dude. Xander, I listened to a singer live and my throat hurt from just singing to it because they let out a lot of like very heavy long screams halfway through the set at a concert. I love that feeling. I was writing a research paper about writing and reading and psychology recently. I love that kind of shit. Share everything you learn. My very non-artist brother was ranting to me about how it's so odd to him that artists and writers like the gods of the world they write and draw. It's cool, isn't it? It's legit so fucking cool. Like, I love that shit. Like, I created this person. This human being did not exist before I created him. Like, and that's just how this works. Like, and that's fucking awesome. Like, he would not exist. Azazel is not a real person. Azazel is not a real human being, and he would not exist had I not written him into existence. And if that's not like the coolest shit ever, man, I straight up do not know what is. God, I wish I could stop with the fucking sketchy lines. I need to get more confident in my line art. Rada. Getting real tired of my own bullshit here. Give this bitch a slutty waist. And then give him hips. Okay. So let me unassist this and turn off the drawing assist. Okay. Let's do this. Because I don't like it right now. I realize that I've gotten really, really bad in terms of my sketchy line art, and I would like to improve upon that because it's something I don't like. Okay. But I also, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go back to doing like actual inking, because I've actually been really a fan of having like this brush for things. But I don't know. Oh, you want to hear about everything I learn? Are you sure? Maybe. Can we talk about people's favorite characters almost always resemble themselves to some degree, obviously with exceptions, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Sketchy line art is so sexy though. It is, but there's a difference between sketchy line art that is done with intention and looks good, and sketchy line art that is done because I am insecure in my line shape. Like, having to draw like a line that's like, you know, if you're drawing like a line that looks like this, that's a confident line. There's three types of bad. You can do like a very confident line or whatever, where you're like confident in like, this is the circle I'm making. Or you can do very sketchy, like, you know, unconfident that you're going to make the shape that you want, so you end up with very sketchy back and forth kind of lines. Or you can end up with these searching lines where you're just wildly trying to find the right shape. All of these are a different type of line. You should be aiming for a line of confidence and not these kind of sketchy lines or these kind of searching lines. But obviously, these don't always make good circles, and so you end up learning to do like confident strokes and then learning to replicate them in ways that end up looking confident and then being able to connect them to make like good lines or whatever. But like if you're doing sketchy lines because you can't do a clean, confident line, that's not better. Like doing this is not better just because it has an aesthetic to it, you know? Stress and strain on an inclined plane, lesson 1. No, wait. Oh my God. But yeah, no, this is, yeah, I am search line circles, but others are getting there. Yeah, I definitely do still do somewhat of searching when it comes to circles, especially when I'm sketching, but I kind of encompass purposeful messy, and purposeful messy is good, but like clearly confident strokes are going to look really good. Inconfident strokes are going to look bad. Inconfident and sketchy or inconfident and searching are definitely going to be different types of bad. Like, you know what I mean? One of my favorite pastimes is trying to psychoanalyze people based off of their favorite characters. You mean things that thing I've done for hours and hours and hours and hours on stream? Yeah. I'd psychoanalyze myself, but I generally can't identify my own behaviors. I always need someone else to point them out, let alone give me a reason as to why I do it. That's something you should practice with. Being hypercritical of yourself is not beneficial to you or anyone else, but being able to analyze the reasons behind why you do certain things is really good to help you understand yourself. Like, asking yourself, like finding the parts about you that you are the most uncomfortable with or seek the most change in, and then seeking out not only why you do that thing, but also why you feel the need to seek to change it. You know what I mean? Like, it comes with different connotations. Like, what's been something recently? My biggest thing that I've been really in practice of is retreating. When I feel ignored by a group or feel sad or left out, I tend to retreat, which, if I think about it in a genuine, actual sense, doesn't make logical sense. Because when feeling alone or left out, the reasonable thing would be to reach out to then receive the thing that I am seeking, which is, you know, attention or affection. But when I feel as if I need those things, I have a tendency to not reach out for said thing, expecting it instead to come to me. Hello, Poison. Thank you for the 90 bits. Much thank you. Thank you. What? No, you don't do that. Not at all. I do, but not as bad as I used to. My friends can, for the most part, attest to the fact that I'm much better at it now. And I genuinely will reach out when I'm lonely sometimes and be like, hey, can I hang out? Can I join the group? Can I interact? Whatever it is. And do I do it all the time? No. Sometimes I will still catch myself stalking. But I also have a tendency now to, like, sometimes I do actually just, I do just want time alone. I do just need to have some time and, like, space and thoughts to myself, which is a completely different situation. You asked to play Terraria yesterday. Proud I am. Yeah. And that's something that's really hard for me to do, is to ask to be included, because I feel as if I am inconveniencing people by having a desire to interact with them. Because by asking, I've now put them in a position where they would be uncomfortable saying no. That's something I struggle with a shit ton. Being like, hey, can I play with you guys? It's been something that's been intrinsically in us since like fucking second grade, that if someone says, hey, can I play with you guys? You saying, no, we don't want you to, is impossible. You know, you're not allowed to do that. That's an incorrect situation. You can, like, you know, if I reached out to Reese the other night and was like, hey, can I play Terraria? And they were like, no. Something about that doesn't click. Most people won't do that. But so I struggle to ask for things from people I know won't deny me them, which does sound a little bit goofy. But I usually need the confidence that if I reach out to someone and say, hey, are you free? Can we talk? I need the expectation that if they can't talk, if they're busy, if they're in a bad headspace, if they don't want me to, that they're comfortable saying, nah, I'm not interested. Now, does that rejection feel good? No. Sometimes I will still I will end up in the opposite situation where I will stop asking because I had been denied, which I have tried to get back out of. And it doesn't happen very often, but it is a situation. But I had this conversation with my mom recently, right? I have a deep fear of inconveniencing people. That is a deep rooted fear of mine, that I talked to my mom about, because I was just chatting shit about her and like some of the issues that I was having just in my own like life and thought and processes, because I was chatting shit. And I had that concept of like I specifically was talking about the fact that like one of my love languages is touch. That's something that's very true for me. My friends can all attest to that fact, and anybody who's lived with me can really attest to it. But yeah, physical touch is absolutely one of my love languages, and it always has been. And so like I have a tendency to crave like wanting hugs or wanting to like lay next to each other or put your feet up on somebody, like rest your head on them, whatever. That's how I feel very like loved. It's just one of my things. And I remember talking to her about the fact that like I'm super uncomfortable with asking for that though, because I know a lot of my friends are not necessarily physical like interaction types people. You lifted me off the ground at the airport. I know, I'm sorry. I got excited. You should see the way whenever I used to pick up Cyrena, like when I would drive down to her, like back when I didn't see her every day, I would just pick her up and put her on my shoulder and like walk away with her, and I wouldn't put her back down until we were somewhere else. Like it wasn't just a hug, it was like I'm carrying people. Like that's how I interact. It's my love language. And I was expressing the fact that like I'm really nervous about like imparting that on people, because it feels hard for people to like, it feels hard for people to say no to that, especially when I'm already doing it. Like I have to really check in of like, hey, is it okay if I hug you? Me messaging racing me like, hey, is it okay if I hug you when I meet you at the airport? Is that okay? Like that kind of stuff is like, because I need to make sure that like they would have the space and the ability to say no. And my mom was talking to me about it, and she's like, well, yeah, but like, you know, if they really didn't like it, they'd probably talk to you about it. But also, have you considered the fact, and this one blew my mind here, hear me out. Have you considered the fact that your friends are okay doing it, even if they're not a big fan of it, because they care about you? And I went, huh? And my mom's like, you do things for your friends that you don't like doing because you love them. And I was like, well, yeah, because they're my friends. So like, obviously, like, if my friend was like, hey, I want to go to this place and I have no interest in going to that place, I'm going to the place because I love my friends and I want to go and do that thing. Like if my friend is like, man, I really want to go to the fucking museum, and I was like, I fucking hate museums, my answer would be like, yeah, absolutely, let's go. Because I get more enjoyment out of seeing my friend being happy than I do from avoiding a museum. Like, you know, I will do things that my friends want me to do because they want to do them and because I love them, and thus those two things are obvious answer to me. And she's like, doesn't it make sense that your friends would do that back? And I was like, yes, but I would never want them to. Like, I don't want them to have to. And she's like, but do you have to? And I was like, no, I don't necessarily have to. And she's like, but do you enjoy doing it? And I was like, of course I enjoy doing it. And she's like, then why wouldn't other people? And I'm like, I don't know, Teresa. I don't know, Teresa, because I don't know. It's such a thought. Your mom's a genius. I need a coconut if it makes you happy. I don't want you to eat a coconut, I promise. Like, and that's the thing, is that like, she's right. She is genuinely right about that. I enjoy doing things that I don't necessarily enjoy because it makes my friends happy. But I would never want to force someone else. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's this like imbalance of like, it's okay for me to do these things, but not my friends. Like, and that's mental illness for you, love. That's the fuck that is. And anyways, the point of this conversation, I don't admittedly know what the point of the conversation was, but the point I'm trying to get to is your friends love you. That's just the truth. If they didn't care about you, they wouldn't be your friends. That's just kind of how it works. And sometimes you can tell when people really don't want to do that shit. But friends who care about you will normally do things that don't inconvenience them, but they wouldn't necessarily enjoy because they enjoy being your friend. Caring about people is work. Having friends is work. It takes effort. And that's not a bad thing. That's a truth. Having friends and taking care of your relationships is is work, it's effort, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's good work. It's effort we enjoy doing because we love them. That's how relationships work. That's how people work. Father, may I ask advice? Yes, please do. I may not have all the answers, but I'd be happy to share whatever I do. Stop! No, I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to always end up like this. It's just one of those things that, like, I didn't realize how much I didn't think about it. Giving me a full-time job over here /J. Yeah, like, something I'm really insecure about is that I have my friends working as mods. And I constantly offer up to them, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. I have people who work for me as mods, and at the end of the day, if you didn't want to work for mods anymore, I could manage it myself if I really had to. None of my friends are required to be my mods. Some of them do it because they genuinely have a little bit of fun with it. Some of them do it because they care about me and they want to help out. Some of them do it because they just like to be involved. Like, that's okay. Whatever your reason is, as long as you still want to do it, go for it. And all of my friends also know that they could step away at any time. Some of them have and been like, hey, this was great, but I don't want to do this anymore. It's like, all right, that's totally fine. And I'm never mad about it. It doesn't bother me. I'm held at gunpoint. Don't listen to it. Reese. More time in the basement for you. How do you improve yourself when you don't realize your habits and behaviors? I gave an example of what I mean in my last message above the people pleaser joke. I gotta go find the people pleaser joke. Whoa there, your people pleasing is showing again, Xander. Oopsies. I don't even realize I'm doing certain things. Like one of my best friends I've known since childhood had to point out that with every single friend, it only lasts like a year or two, with her as the only exception, because I just wake up one day and then everything they do pisses me off until I just leave them, and yet I've had this habit for at least a decade. So there is a word for that, but I'm not going to try to label you with anything, because I'm not a fan of labeling people that unnecessarily, and freaking them out more. But I can say I also go through these phases, okay? Now, one of those things is not all of our habits are things that we're going to be able to be conscious about. Sometimes it does take extra people. Sometimes it takes someone pointing, like stepping over and pointing out like, hey, you do this thing a lot and it's really problematic, for you to go, oh, shit, I do. Thank you. Like, sometimes it just takes an outside perspective. You can't see everything from in here because you're living in it, seeing out, not the other way around, you know? You can't see your own back. If you've got a problem you're carrying on your fucking back, you might not be the one to be able to see it. Someone else is gonna have to point it out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can feel that your back hurts. You can tell something's wrong, but you can't tell if your back hurts because you've got a fucking bird latched onto your skin or because you've got a knife sticking out of your shoulder. You can't see your back. Sometimes you can tell that something's wrong, but you don't know what until someone else is like, hey, you've got this habit and it's fucking people up. And you're like, oh, whoops, you know? So don't feel bad about not being able to identify all of your own habits. That's just being human. That's just a part of living. It comes with just time and awareness and people like your friends who are willing to point out the hard things and be like, hey, you've got a really shitty habit and it's affecting your relationships with people around you. Maybe you should work on that. And you're like, fuck, you're right. And sometimes, the hardest times, that comes as they're leaving. Sometimes a friend will step out of your life and be like, hey, we can't be friends anymore. And you're like, hey, can you at least give me a reason as to, you know, what did I do? And sometimes they're able to say, like, this is how you treated me. This is where you went wrong. This is what's the matter. And this is why I can't be your friend anymore. And sometimes you can't fix that with them, but you can take it in and fix it for the next friend. And that's okay. People will come in and out of your life. In terms of splitting on people and being like, you know, everything about them is fine, everything's fine, now I can't fucking stand them. Sometimes it's just an internal process. I struggle with it a little bit. In terms of like, it's normally an internal process thing. Normally I end up with it with people for very short periods of time, and I usually not fully isolate, but step away from them to a certain degree, or only interact in very minor instances. Because it's not their fault. It's just my brain suddenly disliking them, which is not something I can really do a whole lot about, admittedly. And I'm not entirely 100% sure as to why it happens. Sometimes my brain just decides, like, I can't stand this person. Like, I can't fucking everything about them is pissing me off. And it's not a them issue. It's a me issue, which means I have to step away until I can figure out why. Maybe it's some underlying resentment. Maybe they did one thing that's pissing me off and I'm applying it to everything about them. Maybe I'm really insecure right now and I'm reading all of the things that they're doing as if they are doing them to upset me. Sometimes it's rejection sensitive dysphoria. Maybe sometimes being rejection sensitive, meaning that every single action they take, you take as a personal insult upon yourself. There's so many things that can happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that you just take the time to assess and move on with. It's always weird when someone you used to hang out with suddenly gives you the ick. Yeah, that's always a weird one. I struggle with that. According to my friend, I meet someone new. I get really close really fast, like within a week or two, and then I wake up one day and just can't stand anything they do, even if they're acting the same. Yeah, it's because you're latching, which is a dangerous thing to do, but is a thing that a lot of people do. Because you find someone that seems like they're perfect and you latch on to them and you, in your head, make them everything you've ever wanted them to be. And thus you're close instantly because your souls connect and it's meant to be, and you're going to be there together and, you know, you're going to be like this perfect person and everything about them and you're obsessed with them or whatever. And the second that your brain clicks and realizes like, oh, this is just a human being and isn't, you know, an angel sent by the gods to be my perfect human being, and they're actually a human being with their own lives and interests and personalities, your brain suddenly will do the switch on you. And now suddenly they're nothing that you wanted and they're everything you didn't want. And now you hate them and you cut them off. Normally that is a symptom of a bigger issue. But yeah, it's just something that happens. Like yeah. Shit's not easy. Yeah, that's just a guy. That's just a dude. That's just a human being. And like your brain having to like do that process to realize and be like, oh, that's just a guy. Like you end up getting a reaction. It's not an easy one. I would say do some looking into things like splitting. Might be something would be worth looking into. I don't like to add diagnoses to people, but yeah. Talking about platonic relationships has me by the throat every time. Yeah. I'm someone who like I never really like I wouldn't complain about the friendships that I've had. I haven't had a lot of very long-term healthy relationships. I've had a lot of negative ones. I've had a lot of good ones that had negative aspects to them. I had a lot of good ones that ended up going sour. And that's just kind of what life is. And that's okay. People move in different directions. Things change. People change. Like, that's part of being a human being. And that is simply a-okay. People come and go out of your life. That's life. That's like part of what it's meant to be. This concept of like the perfect friend that like is there forever and like never gets any less connected to you and whatever, and is like this constant always there is like such an obscure concept. My pants are wet from playing in the snow. That sounds so cozy. Not like the wet pants, but the concept of like playing in the snow and like that feeling of like coming inside and being all cold and like having to like put on some nice new warm clothes. Purely for the psychology interest, do we know why people do the latching behavior, etc.? Please, I promise I'm not trying to get you to diagnose me or anything. I'm just autistic and I like psychology. It's so not necessarily that we have one answer. Here's the thing, right? There isn't one answer to this. There's 100 trillion possible answers. The one that my brain leans towards is something along the lines of borderline personality disorder type interaction. Not saying that you have that, but borderline personality tends to have people who are called favorite people. Somebody who becomes everything you possibly want. You become very, very close, very, very quickly. It becomes a very intense and passionate relationship, even if it's just passionate platonically. Soulmates, you click, everything about them is perfect. And borderline personality also has something called splitting, in which for some reason your brain just switches, going from favorite person to you absolutely can't stand them in a matter of seconds. It just happens. There's nothing your brain can do about it. You can't reverse it. It just exists. Splitting's not permanent. You can go back and forth, but it's a thing. It is something I have struggled with before. It's essentially BPD exclusive, but having BPD symptoms is also possible with other disorders, so on and so forth. I was almost diagnosed with BPD before I was like, it's autism. They're like, it might still be BPD. And I'm like, no. Because I don't want to deal with that. But BPD is also very severe and very... It's a very intense disorder to live with. I have several friends I know. One that I knew very, very, very closely who had BPD has. It's not fun or easy. It's one of those, like, it changes the way that you live, you know? Borderline BPD here, it sucks. I've just got the demo. Yeah, I've got the demo disc. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I want to draw these goddamn toes. I hate drawing feet. I'm doing it constantly. It's all I draw. I can't do feet today right now. Normally I'm pretty okay at feet, but just today, my brain's not working. I love the song. Me too, man. Oh, human brains are funky. Fucking God, they are. My fucking drawing skills today are just really not here. I'm just trying to do my damnedest. I'm just trying to... God, everything's just lopsided today. Everything I'm drawing today is just... I'm just struggling a little bit, but I'm doing my damnedest, okay? Drawing this fucking perspective makes me want to lose my marbles. We'll see if I actually end up keeping this perspective. I don't know if I'll keep this perspective. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Drawing noses sucks. I don't know. I'll do something like that. That doesn't look correct at all, but I just don't know what is correct at this point. Because that's not right, but I don't know what noses look like today. I just simply don't know how noses work. Every angle is incorrect. I don't know. Noses are the bane of my existence. Yeah, I'm just suffering today. I keep being told by people in my real life that I have BPD tendencies and I'm fighting for my life, denying these allegations. I have enough mental illnesses. Yeah. Me too, man. But also, no, yeah, Sunset is pointing out a good thing. Knowing that you have symptoms doesn't mean you have to give yourself the disorder. It just means that you can acknowledge the symptoms and focus on improving them. I'm not necessarily being like, yeah, go cure yourself and you'll be fine. Like, obviously, you know, we do what we can here. But it just is one of those things that, like, you're doing your damnedest, you know? Like, you don't have to have the ADHD to notice ADHD tendencies in yourself and be able to give yourself the assistance that you need to get through them. You know? Okay. I need to do a little bit more casual eyebrows here. Yeah. Okay. I don't exactly know what my intentions are for drawing this. I don't know exactly where I want to put this dude. That's actually not too bad. I want him to look real tired. He's an eepy boy, you know what I mean? That is just not how that fucking eye works. Eyeballs are very difficult for me. Eyeball. Eyeball. Something like that. I don't know what's happening over here on this side. But something like this. Tired boy. Hey guys, I've been here the whole time, my fellow chatters. Oh, hey. Hello. I'm glad you've been here the whole time. How was it? I've returned from dinner. What's up? Hey, yo, we're just talking mental disorders at this point. I don't fucking know what's happening. I fucking despise trying to draw pictorial muscles, despite the fact that all I draw is naked men. It is like the only thing I draw. I like exclusively draw naked men, and yet I just can't stand trying to draw pictorial muscles. Everything about it feels incorrect every time. Like it never ever looks right. I just don't understand. I'm just gonna give him tits at this point, which I'm not better at drawing. These are too high up. These are too high up. Everything about this is wrong. I hate drawing men. I'm gonna have to fucking get a reference out again. God, I'm so bad at things right now. I asked for advice and Xander went, yikers, buddy, you might want to get help for that. Yeah. Let's see if you can add to the Pinterest board so I can see something. Oh, you guys are Pinteresting, love. Yeah, that is essentially what we've been talking about. Not mental disorders. No, mental disorders. Very yummy. We had pizza. Love that for you. I am drowning and attempting to draw me a boy. I don't know what my goal is right now. Is this looking how I want it to look? I don't know. That hair is atrocious. Get that out of here. I don't know what I'm doing because I maybe his hair is pulled back. Actually, I don't entirely know if it'd be falling forward here in this circumstances. Middle of eye is top of ear, so it's gonna be like here, like that. Okay. Eep. No. Sorry, my talking is getting less and less coherent as I'm trying to actually draw, and I'm not quite good at that today. Beep, 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 beep. What should I draw? Minecraft YouTubers in peace. Draw the pit. The pit. Violence is the only language men know. What's the word? Not Lemamberg, it's the other one. The fucking hole that they lived in. What the fuck is the word? What the fuck is the word? Pogtopia, thank you. Thank you, guys. Wow, I'm sorry. That's how you know I'm tired, is I can't fucking think of Pogtopia. Do the pit in Pogtopia where Techno and Tommy have to fucking fight because violence is the only language men know. Hey, yo, you got a knee brace today. Win. Love, I literally have an entire drawer in my bathroom dedicated to braces. I own like 4 knee braces, 2 wrist braces, an ankle brace, and an ace bandage. It's such a mess. Got you, man. Sweet. Disc duo. Oh my god. Do the pit for me. That's my gift. Got a dip being summoned for a card game. Have a good time. I need a new knee. Me too, Reese. My right knee has been inconsolable for the past week and a half now. I keep having to put a fucking brace on because my right knee is not hurting any less. And I don't know why, and I don't know what I did wrong, and I don't know how to make it any better. It just fucking hurts. It's my left. Oh my god. We're opposites. Together we make one set of actual usable legs and one set of a person who needs a fucking wheelchair at this point. Like we make one whole and one not whole. I'm glad I've been keeping this covered because I've just realized that to cover this, the book I've been waving around has a piece of mail in it that has several addresses of people on it. Get rid of the bad ones and rock, paper, scissors. Who gets both good legs? Yeah. Mast cell disease. That explains a lot. Yeah, it does. Mast cell disease does explain a shit ton, yeah. When you breathed in, it sounded like Jacksepticeye's intro slap thing. The whoosh. Like, if I can have the good knees for 2 years, then you can have them. Deal. You can have them for the next 2 years, and then I'll need to borrow them. If that's cool, you know? I don't really need them, like, long term. I just, you know, I need some time with the knees. It's like, it's my weekend with the functioning legs. Like, fuck you. Oh, Bears and Trees is here. Okay. I don't know how pectorals work, and this doesn't seem right. This is too low now. I don't know. Something like that. I don't fucking know. And now it's uneven. I don't know. I'll figure these stupid pectorals out some way. I've noticed you draw pectoral muscles really high up most of the time. I do. I have a tendency to draw them a little higher than I should, and I keep trying to, like, figure out where they go, and I just don't know. I just simply don't know. Like, I have a tendency to put my pecs, like, up here, and that's just not where they go. But, like, I'm really unpracticed with fucking anything. And I have to give this dude his fucking slutty-ass hips, because that's the way I wrote him. Like, we're going for fucking... Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna have to fucking redraw this part of him. Because that is the fucking... I gave this motherfucker birthing hips for God knows why. I was like, yep, this is his character design. Fuck you. Birthing hips. Obviously, I'm not going to go too low with it because it gets cut off like there. I just needed to figure out where it was going. Cover this shit up. Get it out of here. Okay. The bottom of a pectoral is like halfway between the top of the arm and the elbow. Okay, so like I'm like almost in the right place. Okay. All of this is gonna have to get redrawn at some point because I'm gonna have to fucking genuinely reassess the way that I draw shit. But I'm doing my damnedest for today, so. Okay. The stupid fabrics that go over here, and then we'll wrap this shit around. And there'll probably be like an extra piece of fabric that's like very clearly sitting back there, but just like not in his legs. If a light breeze hits that man's crotch, it's all over. Yeah, it's all fucking over. That is actually discussed in the book. Not necessarily the light breeze, but the specific clothing choices. It is discussed in the book because there is significant purpose behind it. Which just means I've got to figure out how to draw it the right way. I'm just doing my damnedest. Zadkiel summoning a hurricane? Real. Zadkiel flaps his wings once, is like, whoops. Like, like it's just, And it is very specific clothing for a very specific part in the book. Zadkiel starts a storming, gets out the binoculars, just like, like, I love casually sexualizing my character in like the haha funny ways. Is much goof. There's much goof to it. And there's probably going to be like chains here. I wonder if I'll do like, maybe I'll do like the chains like these that I had drawn in my other character for fun. Like maybe I might do these chains. Because that might be fun. Although he has so many tattoos and shit that maybe I will not. But I know like there's meant to be like, I know we're gonna end up having like chains down on the ankles and shit too. I know we have at least one central body chain, as well as like we have the chain that goes here, that goes up like that. that I'm gonna have to figure out how the fuck to draw. Fucking Awooga. My god. There's Polaroids taped to the wall with parts circled in red Sharpie hearts. Yeah, it is fucking like there's like one of these fucking like where's my like fucking yeah, there's fucking like, oh my god, that fucking pencil is not at all what I hoped it would be. Like it's fucking like, and he's got like the stupid like like, yeah, like middle school yearbook bullshit. Like it's cute. Anyways, okay, where is my brush? There it is. Yeah, there's the concerned emote. Writes their initials together. Z plus a heart. Like it, like I love goofing about their relationship. Their relationship is so fucking intricate in the book. And we're just like, Zadkiel's ogling him from a side. My god. Reese is pulling it out for you? My gods. I have several questions. I feel like I don't know how to draw hair today, man. Admittedly, I feel like I don't know how to draw today, but I don't know what's so hard about it right now. I'm gonna do my damnedest to like try and do like I guess actually most of this is gonna be covered because there's gonna be the fucking crown here. Actually, I don't even know where the crown's gonna sit. I guess the crown would probably sit like here. It's gonna sit like this, and it's gonna be like a big old crown like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know how the fuck to draw that right now. I don't know what I'm drawing. I'm wah. Okay. Something like that. I don't know. I'll figure out the fucking crown thing in a second. Emily and Impulse are so besties. Oh god. What is happening? Oh, it's Impulse Waffles. Reese's what? Waffle. I meant the concerned emote. Please. No, it's okay. I know. You're good. Yeah, the waffles and the French toast. You guys are so similar. My gobs. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing today. Like, I just simply straight up don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm starting to flail. I'm starting to flail, guys. I don't know if I don't help. Oh god. Okay. Toe. That is too big of a toe. But whatever. For right now. I hate drawing feet, bro. Okay, so this is just not how feet work. I don't know how feet work again. I've suddenly forgotten how feet work. I feel like I'm forgetting how feet work again, but it's okay. I'm just gonna like... We're just gonna get a foot penciled in, and we will deal with the ramifications of this foot another time. We will deal with the ramifications of this not looking like a foot simply at another date. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I've never seen you make a piece of art where the feet weren't out. I'm sure I have. Xander's feet aren't out. Xander's feet in shoes. Suck it. Immediate. Okay, so this was my last attempt at drawing Azazel, and admittedly, it didn't go well. I'm not a fan of this art piece. I don't like it, but this is like the most basic Azazel art I've gotten done. So clearly I'm in some struggle vibes with Azazel. I don't know why I find it so hard to draw him, but he's very specific looking in my head, so I'm really trying to like figure out how the fuck to translate it. But I just simply don't know. But so we'll do like, it'll be like a toe. That's the wrong foot, isn't it? The big toe will be here. Big toe's there. And then it'll go up like that. And then ankle bump or whatever. And then calf, something like that, you know? 3, 4. Something like that, I don't know. Something like that. That'll be kind of sort of what the foot looks like. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Health? All right. Oh, my back. God damn. Thank you. That felt great. Thank you. Anyways, I think I said all I had to say about writing today. I mean, I could talk about it forever. I've accidentally slipped into doing line editing in my writing, which I shouldn't be doing because I'm not even sure if I need to be doing scene editing yet. And before scene editing, I should probably finish writing the book. But, oh, you broke your 14 stream watch streak, did you? Did you miss a stream? That's devastating. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I considered playing God of War today on stream. And I don't know if anybody still likes or cares about that game, but I might play that on my next, like, off stream. I have a question. May I get advice? But it's unrelated and about being trans. Yeah, go crazy, mate. Go nuts. Go nuts, show nuts, whatever you like. August, honey, you are mine. I love this fucking song. No, my streak's at 22. God damn. The streaks thing is really fun. I'm genuinely really a fan of the whole streaks thing. I think it's cool. It's definitely a cool incentive to like get to every stream, even if you don't stay. But I think it's a fun little incentive thingy. I think it's goofy. Okay. And I wanted to do like this. Ooh. Because I think I'm gonna do like the long drapey sleeves. And we'll do it like up to here. But obviously these are going to be like entirely sheer because that's like kind of the point. So I'll do like something like that. Several things about this are wrong. His torso, I think, is really short. Did I make his torso just like obscenely short? Because I feel like I did. Like I feel like all of this needs to like not by like a crazy amount, but like I don't know. Twinning, super good because I can't help but love numbers. Coming in and seeing it going up is the highlight of my day. Real. How do you test out a preferred name when you aren't out to your family and people IRL probably won't use it if you came out? A, safe space communities, i.e. places like this. If you wanted to test out a name, you could let me know and I'd be happy to use it in streams for you. Let the Discord know. I'm sure everybody there would be totally happy for doing it. Or you can go to a place on Reddit called I think it's called slash what is it, name tryouts, I think. Take a look on Reddit. There's an entire community where you say like, this is my name and my pronouns, because you try saying a few sentences for me and people will comment to you a whole bunch with those false names, just to try and like test out a couple different ones. You can do like a little bit of list and people will try out a couple different ones for you, just to feel how it sounds being referred to as that. Other places is non-discrete, like places where people don't know you and they ask for your name. Places like Starbucks, like ordering food online or whatever, when they're like, oh, what's the pickup name, and giving them the new name. That is one that has been super helpful for me. The Starbucks one isn't always super helpful because sometimes they get the name wrong and then it's really embarrassing. Like the first time I ever tried out the name Xander was at a Starbucks. And I went to the Starbucks and they're like, what's the name for the order? And I said Xander, and they said, okay. And then when they called my coffee, they said the word, they said Sandra, and I almost cried. And then I went home and I didn't use the name Xander for like 6 months because I was so upset. So there's that. Between Alex and Angsty for me. Yeah, no worries. I can do that. You're another one of the Alexes? We're collecting them. At this point, we're just going to start collecting. It's me, you, and other Alex. We've got Alex 1 through 3. Jesus Christ. Luckily, I do not actually go by Alex. The only place I really go by Alex is at work and, like, some of my family. Most of my like adult family refers to me as Alex, which is how I know they're like that. It's not how I know how they know me, but it's like it's a good distinction between like my IRL family calls me Alex, but my like actual friends call me Xander. I don't know if that makes sense. I've had a couple names I've wanted to try out since being on the street on like starting the community, and obviously at this point I'm not going to change my name because Xander is both my name and also my brand. Like, Xander is my name now. I don't know, like, any other name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like a dog. I've been trained to, like, Xander is my name, and I look up at that name. I still look up at Alex, too. But, like, I don't even think about my dead name. It's been so long that, like, I legitimately don't even think about my dead name and have stopped responding to it for the most part. I will sometimes, like jump when someone says my dead name because I'm always like, whoa, where is that coming from? And then it's just not about me and I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, but it's always such like a startling thing. Like, I don't think about it like at all, which is so weird. But it's funky. I don't know, names are weird, but I've definitely had a couple of times where I was like, man, there's definitely like a name I would love to try out and see if like I just names are cool, and sometimes you're not feeling like your name, sometimes you want a different one, and I'm always like, is it worth it to like try out another one? I don't know. I'm never sure if I want to do the effort and work of being like, hey guys, secondary name, have another one, and then not sure if I like I'm gonna like it or gonna want to keep it long term, or if people are even gonna use it, or if it's gonna fuck with branding or whatever the fuck. Saying fuck with branding as if that's actually a thing that could happen or matters at all, which it just simply does not. But it's a funny concept. Like, I don't know. It's all just goofy shit. Names are fucking goofy. I don't know. Is it socially acceptable to remind you about using Alex, or is that rude? I don't know. I'm autistic. I love the way you phrase things. It makes me happy. It is absolutely socially acceptable for you to remind attempting Alex. For both of them. If you want me to call you Alex more than Angsty or Angsty more than Alex, or if you ever hit the point where you're like, never mind, that's not my name, or if you're ever like, 100% this is my name, like, it is more than okay. Socially acceptable to always update people on your names, and also always socially acceptable to correct people on them. Generally, Twitch chats are a hard place to do that, because the larger a community, the more it's going to be hard to call you anything except for your screen name. Because, like, if I have 20 people normally watching, trying to remember, like, the 20 different screen names and also the names that they all go by can be a lot harder. But for the most part, it's usually just a couple of people who have specific names they want to be referred to as, and that's different. Other Twitch chats may not be as easy to communicate that with, if that makes sense. Something about this just still isn't working for me. I don't know what I need to fucking like twink this boy up a little bit here, because he's just built a little too much. I think I like that better. I feel like I had built his shoulders too much. They were just looking a little funky. But like, he's supposed to be abnormally thin. Like, it is part of the thing here. I'm gonna be real, this is the only Twitch chat I interact with. That's fine. Twink this boy up is fucking insane. I'm sorry. Maybe I should watch my language more, but I simply will not. Sometimes you just gotta twink a bitch up, you know what I mean? Like, I hope my intentions get across there. What I mean. Jesus Christ, I didn't mean to like fucking... Simply not what I was trying to do. I don't know what I'm trying to do anymore. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's so real of you. Yeah, I'm just fucking losing my mind today. I think I'm gonna... I know he doesn't have hair or hands at this point, and his feet are atrocious. But I am struggling on making my brain work today, so I'm simply gonna have to fucking... I'm gonna have to give up on drawing my fucking loser today, because my brain is just... fucking flatlined. I have flatlined. I hate to admit it. But that's just simply be where I am. Attempting my best and sometimes not succeeding it, but hey, I had a good time and I like talking about all the shit we got to talk about today, so I've been having a fun little time here. Between Beanie, Rio, and Crispy, do you guys have preferences in seeing you guys? Is this an end stream tired? Yeah, this is an end stream tired. This is Xander that can't think right now. No, I wanted to converse. I'm sorry. I'll be live again tomorrow, and also you can fuck me up on the Discord. That is also okay. I'm more than happy to talk more tomorrow. I just feel like I'm losing it. I managed to get some shitty little videos of snow time. Yes, that's very exciting. I'd love to see those in the Discord if you're comfortable posting them, of course. I think that'd be fun. Oh, you don't have... Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Sonny. My first instinct probably shouldn't have been skill issue. Good lord. But yeah, my brain is melting a little bit today. And I don't know why I'm having trouble. I'm just having trouble focusing. But that, nothing's new. Well, the fuckers. Anyways, let's see. Crispy, Rio, Beanie. Where's Crisp? We can go bother Crisp. Let's go bother Crisp for today. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm gonna hope for a longer stream, but I feel like I don't know what I mean. I'm in the situation of what's the word? I'm struggling to okay. I'm struggling to do longer streams right now because I'm struggling to be able to hold conversations for long periods of time without feeling like I'm running out of things to say, which is my own problem and not chat's problem. This is just me, like, not being able to think of shit to say sometimes and also getting lost in, like, focus, which I know you guys don't actually mind, but then I just feel like I'm just, like, sitting quietly and I just want to be able to focus. And also, full admittance, I want to go read my book. So that's just where I'm at right now. So, we're gonna go have Crispy take care of you guys for tonight, and I'll be back around tomorrow night, hopefully on time and with a longer stream. Gotcha? I will be back again. I'll hang around the Discord until then, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hop over to Crispy to go have a good time with Crisp. They take great care of all of my people. Here is the name in chat if the raid does not work for you guys. Until then, take care of yourselves, drink some water, get some sleep, draw some twinks, and have a good night. Love you guys. Bye. This is the cool